Hello, my friend. Welcome to your sleep story. My name is Stephen Dalton. I'm an Irish storyteller, and it's my great privilege to be the voice that you listen to as you go to sleep tonight. Tonight I continue my Immersive history series, where I speak for much longer than normal, and in each story you will visit a different point in history, meet people who lived in that time, and learn of that world. Tonight you will visit ancient Athens and learn from the ancient Stoics. You will learn how to maintain peace and balance no matter what the world brings up. And after the story, there will be sleepy affirmations as well. I hope you like it. And if you have suggestions of other historical places we can visit in this series, let me know in the comments. And one small thing, if you're a regular listener to my channel and you're not yet subscribed, I'd be so grateful if you could. Thank you. Okay, let's do the relaxation session now, which will take a few minutes before tonight's sleep story. I'm going to count down from 10 to 1, and as I do, allow yourself to let go more and more. 10. Feel the support of the bed beneath you, or the floor, or whatever you lie upon tonight. And beneath all of that, feel the support of the earth, our home, our constant support. And as you become aware of that deep, constant support, see if you can let go a little more now. Ease into this moment a little more now. 9. You are safe. Allow my voice to be an anchor of safety tonight, to be a friend. Know that my voice will only ever take you to safe places. And with that feeling of safety that is offered to you tonight, allow yourself to sink into this moment more now. 8. Feel into your body now. Where are you still holding? Where do you still feel tension? Or even pain? Maybe it's in your feet. Maybe it's in your lower legs. Maybe it's in your thighs. Maybe it's in your belly. Maybe it's in your chest. Maybe it's in your neck and shoulders. Maybe it's in your hands or your arms, or maybe it's in your face. Just let go now. 7. The day is done. whatever has been, has been. Whatever will be, will be. Whatever thoughts you might be having, no matter what they are, they don't serve you now. So when and if thoughts arrive, don't fight them. See them for what they are. Thoughts. A part of being human. And as they arrive, see them and let them go. Let them drift away like leaves on a moonlit river, or clouds passing in a starlit sky. Six. This is your moment. This is your time. You deserve rest. We all do. Allow that fact to enable you to arrive in this moment more and more now, to move closer to deep rest more and more now, to continue to let go more and more now. 5. Peace lives within you. It is always there, waiting to be found, waiting to be felt. It is a constant friend. See if you can find that friend tonight. Find that peace within you. 4. Perhaps allow a little gratitude now. Gratitude for this moment. Gratitude for the simple things, for the shelter you have tonight, for those you love, for the opportunity to rest. 3. Begin to engage with your imagination now. You are on a wooden sailboat out in the Mediterranean Sea. You are safe, and you are looking into the night sky and onto the horizon, and there in the distance is your destination, ancient Athens. Throughout this story, you will always be safe, always supported, always held. So allow yourself to be immersed now in this ancient world. 2. Checking in with your body one more time now. Your body has worked hard for you today. It's time to give it rest. And 1. Completely letting go now. As I tell you tonight's sleep story. The sea is quiet tonight. A slow, endless hush as the boat drifts forward, carried by winds too soft to be heard. The water does not fight against the hull, nor does it resist the oars when they dip below the surface. Only a gentle ripple, a murmur, before the silence returns. You sit beneath the open sky, wrapped in the night air, feeling the slow movement of the world beneath you. The stars burn high above, clear and sharp, their cold light unshaken by clouds. They watch the earth as they always have, unblinking, patient. A flicker of torchlight appears on the horizon. Athens, a city that does not sleep. Not entirely. Somewhere within its stone walls, there are thinkers still awake. Voices murmuring in the dim colonnades, minds reaching beyond themselves, searching for order in a world of shifting sand. You are in ancient Greece. The year is 281 BCE. The world is fractured. The great empires of the past have splintered, and the map is a shifting thing. Kingdoms rising and falling with the turn of the seasons. But here, in Athens, the old ways still hold. The city no longer rules as it once did, but it remains the quiet heart of thought, of inquiry, of restless minds seeking something greater than themselves. In the painted colonnades of the Stoa Poikila, the Stoics gather. They speak of virtue, of reason, of how a man may stand firm even as the winds of the world change around him. You have been invited to walk among them, to listen, to think, to step into a conversation that has stretched across generations, But not yet. For now, you are still on the water, wrapped in the hush of the night, the salt air in your lungs, the quiet pull of the stars above. You breathe in deeply, letting the thought settle. How many others have made this journey before you? How many have stood on the decks of ships, just like this, their eyes lifted to the sky, wondering if there is meaning in the patterns above? The stars shift, but they do not change. They remain. And so, for now, you wait. Athens will come in time. But for this moment, the sea is yours, and the night is long. The lantern's glow on the horizon does not waver, though the city beyond it remains unseen. Athens lingers just beyond the darkness, a place of marble and dust, of voices that have never stopped asking what it means to live well. But the night still holds you in its quiet hands, and there is no need to rush. The boat rocks with the slow breathing of the sea, a gentle rise, a soft fall. The wood beneath you is warm from the heat of the day, though the air has cooled now, carrying the faint scent of salt and distant land. Somewhere beyond sight, the hills of Attica stretch beneath the night, their olive groves and cypress trees turned to shadow. You close your eyes for a moment, feeling the motion of the water, the rhythm that has carried travelers across these seas for generations. This is the same path walked by scholars and warriors, by poets and exiles. The same path that led Socrates through the streets of Athens, that brought Plato to the academy, that called Zeno of Citium to the painted Stoa, where his words would shape a school of thought that outlived him. Your eyes flutter open again, and you look up to the constellations. Their shapes older than the city that awaits you. Orion stands watch in the west, his belt bright against the darkness. The Pleiades shimmer faintly, a cluster of distant fire. If you were to follow them long enough, they would guide you to the edge of the world, to lands where even the names of kings have been forgotten. But you are not sailing to the unknown. You are sailing home. Not to a place, perhaps, but to an idea, one that has waited for you, held in the minds of those who came before. The Stoics say that a man should not be shaken by the whims of fate, that his virtue must be a steady flame, untouched by the winds of fortune. They say that wisdom is not found in possessions or power, but in the quiet certainty of a life well lived. You do not know yet if this is true, but soon you will listen. Soon you will step onto the worn stones of Athens and walk the same paths as those who have wrestled with these questions before you. For now, the city remains a flicker on the horizon, and the sea rocks you gently. The night stretching endlessly above, waiting. A quiet voice stirs the night. You watch the stars like a sailor, the man says, his tone warm, without expectation. His Greek is clear and measured, the voice of someone accustomed to speaking over the wind, over the waves. You turn to see him sitting near the stern, his back against a coil of rope, arms resting loosely over his knees. He is older than you, though not very old, the kind of age that carries stories. His tunic is salt stiff and faded by the sun. His skin darkened from years at sea. He has the look of someone who has always lived with the water beneath him, who knows the rhythm of the tides, the way others know the streets of their home. He nods towards the sky. That's how we find our way. The stars don't change. Only we do. He gestures with a calloused hand toward the east, where the faintest sliver of dawn still hides beyond the edge of the world. That's where we came from. Chios, my home. Have you ever been? You shake your head, and he smiles, as if the answer pleases him. Then you must go, one day. The best figs in all of Hellas. The wine isn't bad either. He leans back, tilting his head toward the mast, as though listening to the creak of the wood. I wasn't meant for the land, though. My father was a potter, wanted me to work the wheel, but I always liked the sea better. It doesn't hold you the way the earth does. There's always somewhere else to go. His gaze moves past you, toward the nearing coast, the dark outline of Athens against the sky. You're lucky, he says, without envy. Not many are invited to stand among the Stoics. He says the word carefully, with a kind of reverence, as if it belongs to another world, one he knows but has never stepped into. Athens is different from the islands, he continues. The sea shapes a man one way, the city another. On a ship, you learn what you need to survive, where the winds are turning, how to tie a line, when to keep your mouth shut and when to speak. In Athens, they talk about greater things. How a person should live, how they should think, how they should meet their fate. He glances at you, curious but not prying. Is that why you're here? You don't answer right away. The boat rocks gently beneath you, and the question lingers in the air, unhurried. You could say yes. You could say that you have come to learn, to listen, to understand something that is always felt just beyond your grasp. But in truth, you are not entirely sure. The sailor seems to understand this. He only nods, as though he has heard your answer already. The best journeys start that way, he says, not knowing. He falls quiet, looking back toward the shore. Athens is closer now. You can see the faint glow of torches along the hills, the watchful shadow of the Acropolis rising in the dark. The city is waiting. The sky is beginning to change. The deep blue still lingers over the sea, but at the horizon, a thread of gold on spools, delicate as the first breath of morning. The air is shifting too. The night's cool hush gives way to something softer. The first stirrings of warmth carried on the breeze. Athens is no longer a shadow against the sky. It is a shape, a presence, its harbor unfurling before you, like the opening of a great hand. The boat drifts closer, the water thick with the scent of brine and wood smoke. Already, the port is waking. Along the shoreline, ships of every size rock gently against their moorings. Merchant vessels heavy with grain and amphorae, small fishing boats pulled onto the sand, their nets still damp from the night's catch. There is movement on the docks. Men wade knee-deep in the shallows, guiding cargo from ship to shore. Others lift sacks over their shoulders, calling out to one another in voices rough from the morning air. A pair of boys race between the crates, their laughter quick and bright, slipping between the heavier sounds of the port coming to life. The world is stirring, but it has not yet fully woken. Lanterns still flicker in the shadows beneath the wooden piers. A woman in a dark himation kneels by the water's edge, cupping it in her hands, murmuring a prayer before pressing her wet fingers to her forehead. Above, on a sloping street that leads into the city, The first vendors are beginning to set out their wares. Clay jugs, honeycombs thick with golden syrup, figs split open to show their dark hearts. The boat rocks gently as it slows. A wooden plank is lowered onto the dock, and the sailor beside you stretches, rolling his shoulders before standing. Athens, he says, looking toward the city. You'll like it. He does not ask if you are ready. He simply nods once and steps onto the dock, vanishing into the slow-moving crowd. And then you see them. Two figures stand just beyond the pier, waiting. A man and a woman, both wrapped in the unadorned, draped wool of a philosopher's robe. Their faces are lined with age, but there is something else in them, something measured, something steady, the kind of steadiness that comes not from certainty, but from having walked a long road and knowing that the road continues. The man watches the boats with the ease of someone accustomed to waiting. He has the frame of one who was once strong, but has allowed the weight of years to settle into his bones, softening them. His hands are clasped behind his back, the fingers of one hand slowly tracing the knuckles of the other. The woman stands beside him, her gaze scanning the pier. She is older than the man, or at least it seems so at first. The streaks of silver in her hair catch the morning light, and there is something in the way she holds herself, a stillness, a patience, as though she has seen 100 dawns, just like this one, and expects to see 100 more. When her eyes meet yours, she smiles. It is the kind of smile that asks nothing of you, that does not seek to reassure or comfort, but simply acknowledges that you are here, and that is enough. The man steps forward first. Welcome to Athens, he says. his voice low and steady, like a river that has carved its path through stone. The woman does not speak yet. She only gestures toward the city, where the streets are beginning to brighten with the pale gold of morning. The world is waiting, this ancient world that you are privileged to witness. And so, with them at your side, you step from the boat and onto the stones of Athens. The city is stirring around you. The day just beginning. The stones beneath your feet are cool, smooth from the passage of thousands before you. The air carries the scent of damp earth, of wood smoke curling from unseen hearths, of crushed olives left behind in the wake of an early morning vendor. The two figures, your new friends, walk beside you, their pace measured. They do not rush. It seems they never have. The man gestures ahead, where the street slopes gently upward, lined with the whitewashed walls of houses, still quiet in the morning hush. It is best to walk slowly, he says, his voice low and untroubled, as though the thought has only just come to him. That way, you see more, and you do not miss what is worth noticing. The woman glances at him amused. You were not always so patient, she says. He exhales through his nose, not quite a laugh, but something near it. No, he admits, I was not. They walk in silence for a few moments, their sandals meeting the worn stones. Then the woman speaks, tilting her head toward you. Do you know how he came to philosophy? You shake your head. She smiles. Ah, a story then. The man exhales again, shaking his head, but he does not stop her. When he was young, he wished to be a soldier, she begins. Not out of duty, but out of pride. He wanted to be strong, to be known, She glances at him, raising a brow. Isn't that right? He sighs. It is true. She nods, satisfied. And so he trained. He learned to wield a spear, to carry a shield, to move in the phalanx as a man among men. But one day, before his first battle, he saw something. She pauses, letting the city fill the space between words. A cart creaks in the distance, its wheels heavy with clay pots. The murmur of voices drifts from an open doorway. The warm scent of baking bread curling through the air. You ask what he saw. The man answers this time, his voice quieter now. A soldier, tending to his wounded friend. The woman nods, and in that moment, he understood something. The man's gaze is distant, as if he is seeing it again. That morning, long ago. That to wield a sword is easy, he says. But to know how to live, that is the harder thing. The street opens ahead of you, revealing a small square where a handful of merchants have begun to set up their stalls. A boy crouches beside a basin of water, splashing it over a bundle of freshly plucked herbs. The scent of thyme and sage rises into the air. The city is breathing, waking, stretching toward the sun. The woman turns to you, her expression steady, kind. And what of you? She asks. What is it that you seek? The question lingers in the quiet morning air. The answer is not hurried. It will come in time. For now, the three of you walk on, deeper into the city, toward the place where thought is shaped and reshaped, where wisdom is sought, not as a thing to be possessed, but as a path that never truly ends. The streets widen as you move further from the port, unfolding into the heart of Athens. where the weight of history is worn into every stone, every column, every echo of voices rising with the morning air. The buildings are not grand in the way you might have imagined. Most are simple, unadorned, built from pale limestone and clay bricks, their walls whitewashed to reflect the sun. The wealthier homes stand taller, their second stories supported by wooden beams, their entrances marked by heavy wooden doors with iron studs. But the majority are humbler, small courtyards hidden behind plain facades, where pots of herbs grow in quiet shade, where roosters crow from the low tiled roofs. The roads are uneven, paved in some places with large, worn slabs of stone, in others with little more than compacted earth. In the early light, figures move through the streets in measured rhythms. The city is not yet rushed. A woman, her hair bound tightly beneath a veil, kneels by a doorway, sweeping dust into the street. A barefoot boy carries a basket of figs, his tunic loose over his thin frame. An old man crouches beside a wall, rubbing oil into the leather of his sandals, his fingers slow, practiced. The air is thick with smells: fresh bread, clay, the lingering dampness of the night just gone, and beneath it, always, the faint scent of olive oil, the lifeblood of the city, carried in amphorae to every household, pressed in courtyards and stored in great jars that line the walls of kitchens. Your guides walk without hesitation, knowing these streets as a body knows breath. The man gestures to a row of small shops lining one side of the road. Simple wooden stalls, their counters filled with baskets of olives, fish, bolts of undyed linen, folded into neat stacks. The shopkeepers wear plain tunics, tied at the waist with simple cords. their sandals worn smooth from years of standing on the same stretch of stone. The agora is further ahead, he says. It's busier there, you will see. The woman walks slightly ahead now, her dark blue himation draped over her left shoulder, leaving her right arm free. It moves with her, the wool heavy but well worn, the folds precise, elegant in their simplicity. The man's cloak is lighter, a pale ochre, loosely gathered around his frame, the hem dusted from years of walking these same streets. As they lead you forward, the buildings grow taller, the roads a little wider, and then the space opens before you. The agora, the beating heart of Athens. Even at this hour, it hums with life. Stalls spread beneath makeshift awnings, their owners calling out the quality of their wares. Philosophers gather beneath the colonnades, their voices rising and falling in careful argument, their hands gesturing in measured movements. A group of young men stand near a bronze statue, their hair still damp from the gymnasium, tunics belted over strong shoulders. Across the square, a woman pours water from a clay jug into a public fountain, the stream catching the light as it spills into the worn stone basin. Nearby, a pair of craftsmen unroll a bundle of leather, their conversation low, deliberate. These are human beings, going about their lives thousands of years ago. But when you look at them, you could place them in our time and not think twice. We are all connected. Then you see the Acropolis rising above the city, its pale limestone cliffs catching the first golden light of morning, its temples still wrapped in shadow, waiting for the day to begin. The man beside you exhales softly. Athens, he murmurs, as though the word itself carries the weight of all that has come before. The woman glances at you, Her expression is unreadable, but kind. "Do you see?" she asks. There is no need to answer. The city speaks for itself. The woman walks with a quiet purpose, her steps steady, unhurried. Though the city bustles around her, merchants bartering, apprentices hurrying with baskets, voices rising and falling beneath the colonnades, she moves as though the noise does not touch her, not because she does not hear it, but because she has long learned to let the world pass through her like water through an open hand. She glances at you, sensing your unspoken question, and her lips curve into the faintest smile. "You wonder about me," she says simply. It is not an accusation, nor a challenge, just an observation given lightly, without expectation. The man beside her huffs softly. "You should know," he murmurs. "She does not often speak of herself." The woman lifts a brow, and yet here I am, speaking. The man only gestures ahead. "Then go on." She considers for a moment, adjusting the drape of her himation, where it gathers at her shoulder. "I was not meant to be a philosopher," she says at last. "At least, not by the thinking of most." She gestures, just slightly, to a group of men gathered near a columned portico, their voices sharp with debate, their hands cutting the air in emphasis. In Athens, a woman's place is not in the agora or the stoa poikila, or in the symposia where men argue over wine. She is expected to remain in the home, behind the courtyard walls, tending to the hearth. She pauses, then glances at you. Does that surprise you? You think for a moment. This city is filled with wisdom, with learning, and yet you have seen few women here, their presence slipping between the columns like shadows. She gestures toward a passing woman, older, dressed in dark robes, a basket of fresh wool slung over one arm. She walks with the same quiet purpose as your guide, though she does not stop. There have always been great women thinkers, she says. Women who listen, who learn, who seek wisdom, not only for themselves, but for the world beyond them. She looks up briefly, as if recalling something distant. I was fortunate. My father believed knowledge belonged to all who desired it. He let me listen when the Stoics spoke. He did not send me away when I asked questions. And I had many questions. The man beside her chuckles. Still do. She does not deny it. He taught me to think, to observe, to consider what is within my control and what is not. And when he was gone, I remained. She looks ahead, her expression unreadable. It was not always easy, she says. Men do not always listen to women, even when the words are the same. She lifts a shoulder in the faintest shrug. But the world is what it is. A Stoic does not complain that the wind blows cold. She only draws her cloak tighter. The man nods at that, as if they have spoken of this before, in some other quiet morning, beneath these same colonnades. And now, you ask. She tilts her head considering, then meets your gaze, her expression calm, steady. Now I teach, she says simply, as I was taught. The three of you step past the marketplace, moving toward a quieter street, where the air is cooler, and the city noise softens to a murmur. She does not speak for a long time now. And then the man speaks, his voice softer than before. This was once the house of a great orator, he says, nodding toward a modest doorway, its frame chipped where countless shoulders have passed through. Demosthenes, a man who could bend the will of Athens with his words alone. He traces the edge of the wall with his fingers as he walks, a quiet acknowledgement of the past. They say he spoke with pebbles in his mouth to train his tongue, that he built his voice like a mason builds a wall, stone by stone, word by word. The woman glances at him, A voice is only as strong as the thought behind it. The man nods. True. But sometimes the world listens to strength before wisdom. The conversation drifts, as all their words seem to, naturally, without force. They do not argue as men in the marketplace do. There is kindness and understanding between them. You walk through a narrow passageway where the walls rise high on either side, keeping the morning sun at bay. A woman stands in a recessed doorway, grinding something with a stone. The rhythmic motion steady and unbothered by the world passing by. She hums under her breath, her voice as old as the act itself. The woman beside you slows slightly, watching. There is wisdom in this too, she says. In work done with care, in knowing how to prepare food, how to mend cloth, how to keep a household in order. She does not say this apologetically. There is no bitterness in her voice, no sense of lesser value, only fact. She meets your gaze. The world speaks of philosophers as men in white robes, speaking in colonnades. And yet, I have seen wisdom in the hands of an old woman kneading bread, in the way she knows the exact moment when the dough has had enough, when to leave it to rest. The man nods. To understand the world is one thing. To live in it well is another. The street opens again, and suddenly the Acropolis looms above you, the golden light of morning touching its marble columns. The woman follows your gaze. We are nearly there, she says. Where? You ask. The man smiles, his face warm with amusement. To a place where men have sat and spoken for generations, where questions have been asked but never fully answered. You pause, looking between them. And will I find answers there? You ask. The woman's expression is unreadable, but kind. Perhaps, she says, but a better question is, will you leave with better questions? She begins to walk again, toward the place where the city's great minds have gathered for centuries, where thought itself has been shaped and reshaped by voices carried on the wind, and without hesitation you follow. Eventually you arrive at the Stoa Poikili, or Painted Porch, a place of both beauty and profound thought. This is the very spot where Zeno of Citium began teaching his philosophy around the year 300 BCE, giving birth to what we now know as Stoicism. As you approach, the murmur of thoughtful discourse reaches your ears. Philosophers and students gather in small groups, their voices blending into a harmonious hum of inquiry and debate. The air is filled with the scent of olive trees and the distant aroma of baked bread from nearby stalls. You breathe in this moment, and as you do, you breathe in the beautiful energy of this place. And as you release, you let go of anything unuseful right now, and you become more and more immersed in this place of curiosity and kindness. Your guides lead you to a figure standing near one of the painted walls, a man of dignified presence, his hair touched with silver, his robe simple yet immaculate. This is Cleanthes, the successor to Zeno, and the current head of the Stoic school. Cleanthes has dedicated his life to the study and teaching of Stoic philosophy, embodying its principles through his own journey from a water carrier to a revered philosopher. He turns to you, his eyes reflecting both wisdom and warmth. "Welcome," he says, his voice resonating with calm authority. "In this place, we seek to understand the nature of virtue, the path to eudaimonia and the harmony of living in accordance with nature. This is a very calm place. All you can hear are the sounds around you of nature. The wind blowing through the leaves on the trees, the odd chirp of a bird, and the distant sound of the sea. As the morning unfolds, you find a place among the students. The cool marble beneath you, the soft rustle of scrolls, and the general state of calm in this place creates a serene backdrop. Cleanthes studies you for a quiet moment, his gaze neither searching nor expectant. There is no need for introductions, only presence around you. People talk among themselves. The morning is warming, but here in the Stoa, the air is cool, shaded by the colonnade. Then Cleanthes begins to speak, and all attention turns to him. The mind, Cleanthes begins, his voice slow, deliberate, is like this city before dawn, before the market wakes, before the shouts and the bartering, before the dust rises from the streets. In that stillness, you can see clearly. But as the day unfolds, noise and movement take hold. Distractions press in. The same happens within us. Passions rise. Fear grips us. Pleasure calls to us. And soon, the mind is no longer our own. It is driven, pushed, pulled, like a boat caught in the wind. He pauses, glancing towards the street beyond the colonnade, where a vendor calls out to passing men, lifting a jug of fresh pressed oil to the light. "Tell me," he says, looking back at you, "have you ever been carried away by anger, by desire, by worry?" There is no need to answer aloud. The question settles into you. like a pebble sinking into still water. All humans have, he continues. It is not our nature to be without emotion. But the Stoic asks, who is master and who is servant? If you give yourself to anger, it rules you. If you chase pleasure without thought, you are its slave. If you fear misfortune before it arrives, you have already surrendered your peace to something that has not even happened. He rests his hand upon his knees, his expression calm. The task of the philosopher is not to erase feeling, but to govern it, to know what is within his control and what is not, to meet fortune and misfortune with the same steady heart. He gestures upward toward the sky, where the sun is beginning to crest the rooftops, spilling golden light across the stones. The seasons change. The tides rise and fall. The world moves as it will, whether we fight against it or not. And so we ask, what is truly ours? What cannot be taken from us, no matter the whims of fate? His gaze returns to you, steady and patient. The answer is this: our judgment, our response, the way we choose to meet the world. The Stoa is silent now. The students around you listening, their bodies still, their minds turning over his words. And then, as if to make this moment even more profound, even more memorable, it begins to rain just beyond the colonnade where you sit. The rain falls, and you sit listening to this sound and the sound of the philosopher's voice, and it makes you feel that you are even more together with these people in this, deeply profound and moving moment. Consider this, Cleanthes says. If a man insults you, what has he done? Has he harmed your body? No. Has he taken your possessions? No. He has only spoken. And yet, if you grow angry, if you feel wounded, it is not his words that have injured you. It is your own judgment of them. He spreads his hands, as if offering something weightless. You cannot control what others do. You cannot dictate the will of the gods, nor the turning of fate. But you can govern yourself. And if you master your own mind, what else is there to fear? The rain falls and falls now, as Cleanthes looks upon you, not as a teacher weighing a student's understanding, but as a man offering something simple, something fundamental. You have come here to learn, he says. But learning is not enough. It must be lived. And so I ask you now, when you leave this place, when you step back into the noise and dust of the world, how will you carry this with you? The question is not meant to be answered immediately. It is meant to be held, to be turned over, to be lived. Cleanthes does not move from where he sits, nor does he press for any answers. There is no urgency here. Thought is not something to be rushed, nor wisdom something to be grasped in a single day. The students around you remain still. Some watching Cleanthes, others gazing out into the distance. Cleanthes turned slightly, glancing toward an older student sitting nearby. a man with weathered skin, someone who has known the sea. Tell me, Cleanthes says to him, when was the last time you felt anger? The man hesitates, but only briefly. 2 nights past, he admits. A merchant cheated me. I paid for a length of good linen, but when I unrolled it at home, I found the weave poor, the threads weak. Cleanthes nods. And what did you do? I returned to him, the man says. I told him he had been dishonest. He swore he had done no such thing. I knew he was lying. I wanted to shout at him, to shame him before his customers. But then I remembered your words. I remembered that my anger was my own, that I could let it pass through me, like a wave over a stone. Cleanthes tilts his head slightly. And so I left, the man says simply. I let it go, and the merchant remains as he was. But I remained as I was too. A murmur stirs among the students, a soft ripple of acknowledgement. Do you see? Cleanthes says, turning his gaze back to you. Anger does not punish the man who wronged you. It punishes you. If a storm comes upon the sea, the sailor does not curse the waves. He adjusts his sails. And if another man's actions stir trouble in your mind, it is within you, not in him, that the battle is fought. The woman beside him, your guide, shifts slightly and asks, "And what of sorrow?" she asks. "What of grief?" Cleanthes does not hesitate. We do not ask a tree not to bend in the wind, he says. And we do not ask the heart not to feel loss. Stoicism is not the absence of sorrow, nor the absence of pain. It is the understanding that these things will come, and when they do, they will not break us. He pauses. A father loses a child. A wife loses a husband. A man loses his home, his wealth, his health. These are real things, and they matter. But tell me, if you grieve, is it because you have lost what you loved, or because you expected never to lose it? The woman beside him watches him carefully, her lined face unreadable. Both, she says at last. Cleanthes nods. Yes, both. But which is within your control? She is silent for a moment, and then speaks. Expectation. Yes, Cleanthes says. Expectation. The false belief that we own anything beyond ourselves, that the world will shape itself according to our will. He looks to the students before him, to you. This city will crumble one day. These streets, these stones, this stoa, all will fall to time. Do we despair? No, because we knew from the moment we were born into it that it was not ours to keep. Hold what you love, he says. Love deeply. Love well. But do not cling to what was never yours to hold forever. Grief will come, but it will not own you. The world will press upon you, he continues. Fortune will rise and fall, as it does for all men. You will be wronged. You will face loss. You will be tempted by pleasures that do not last. But remember this: no person is free who is a slave to their own desires. No person is strong who cannot bear misfortune. No person is wise who does not govern himself first. The woman beside him, your guide, glances at you with something close to amusement. He means to say, she murmurs, that what you have learned here is nothing until it is lived. Cleanthes nods, his expression steady. A carpenter is not skilled because he owns fine tools. A musician is not great because he has memorized the notes. And a philosopher is not wise because he has listened to the right words. Wisdom is not something you possess. It is something you practice. And so, I ask, when you step beyond this place, how will you live? Your guides then rise, their movements unhurried, and the woman places a hand lightly on your shoulder. You will think on this, she says, but for now, you will rest. She turns, walking with the same quiet certainty she has carried all through the city. Without hesitation, you follow. Cleanthes remains behind, his presence unmoving, his words settling into the air. He bids you a kind goodbye, and the painted porch recedes as you step away. The woman leads you through a narrow passageway, beyond the columns, past the open courts. The scent of old parchment lingers in the air. You move through a doorway, then another. Stone walls giving way to corridors. The rain, still within earshot. A constant friend. The woman walks without speaking. You two are comfortable in silence now. She walks like she is leading you to safety, to stillness. The path turns again, and you step through into a small chamber, simple and warm, its purpose clear at once. A low couch rests against the far wall, its surface covered in soft linen, the folds neat, waiting. A small table sits beside it, bearing a clay lamp, the flame burning steadily. A woven basket in the corner holds spare blankets, thick and well worn. The space is unadorned but not empty. It carries the feeling of care, of hands that have smoothed the bedding, of footsteps that have passed through here quietly, ensuring that all is as it should be. The woman gestures toward the couch. "Here," she says, her voice quiet. "This place is yours to rest. No one will disturb you. You are safe." She moves towards the lamp, adjusting the wick slightly, making the flame burn lower. The time has passed today, and it is almost night, and you feel tired. The woman glances toward the doorway, where the open shutters reveal the night beyond. The rain is steady now, its presence neither harsh nor fleeting. It falls in the courtyard beyond, collecting in shallow pools, slipping down the stone eaves in thin, glistening streams. From here, it is a sound, nothing more. A soft rhythm against the world outside. Distant, steady, the kind of rain that will last until morning. The woman turns back to you, wearing a kind expression. "Rest now," she says. "Tomorrow the world will continue, but tonight there is nothing you need to do." "Sleep well," she says, and then, with no further words, she is gone. The night stretches long beyond the open shutters, and you close your eyes. But the day lingers within you. You have walked through ancient Athens today. You have seen its life, its thought, its rhythm. You have stood where philosophers have stood, beneath the shelter of the painted porch. You think for a moment of Cleanthes, of the man and the woman. Your new friends in a place far away from you, in both time and location, and yet a place close to your heart in so many ways. And you, whether you stay or go, whether you remember or forget, have been part of it now. But for now, you don't need to do anything, to be part of anything, to think or dwell upon anything. For now, you rest. Your body is softening. Your mind is quieting. You are exactly where you are meant to be. You can let go of any thoughts that do not serve you. You are wrapped in warmth, in safety, in rest. The world is taking care of itself. You can let go. You are supported, just as the earth supports you. Your breath is slow, steady, peaceful. Every part of you is unwinding into rest. You are allowed to rest without guilt or worry. You are floating deeper and deeper into sleep. You can trust that everything is unfolding as it should. You are weightless, calm, free. surrender to the quiet rhythm of the night. Sleep is washing over you like a gentle tide. You are drifting into deep, nourishing rest. Your thoughts are soft, like clouds passing by. You are welcoming sleep with open arms. You are loved. You are cared for. You are enough. Nothing is urgent. The night holds you. You can let your body sink into comfort and ease. Your breath is guiding you into sleep. Everything you need is already within you. The world is quiet, and you are part of that quiet. You are arriving into the deepest peace you have ever known. Sleep is a gift, and you are accepting it fully. You are safe. You are at peace. You are asleep. Your body is softening. Your mind is quieting. You are exactly where you are meant to be. You can let go of any thoughts that do not serve you. You are wrapped in warmth, in safety, in rest. The world is taking care of itself. You can let go. You are supported, just as the earth supports you. Your breath is slow, steady, peaceful. Every part of you is unwinding into rest. You are allowed to rest without guilt or worry. You are floating deeper and deeper into sleep. You can trust that everything is unfolding as it should. You are weightless, calm, free. You can surrender to the quiet rhythm of the night. Sleep is washing over you like a gentle tide. You are drifting into deep, nourishing rest. Your thoughts are soft, like clouds passing by. You are welcoming sleep with open arms. You are loved. You are cared for. You are enough. Nothing is urgent. The night holds you. You can let your body sink into comfort and ease. Your breath is guiding you into sleep. Everything you need is already within you. The world is quiet, and you are part of that quiet. You are arriving into the deepest peace you have ever known. Sleep is a gift, and you are accepting it fully. You are safe. You are at peace. You are asleep.